Interactive, easily digestible and understood.
Our project is fully crowdfunded. We have no sales, no business, no profits.
If you do not support us, who will?
If you do not open a channel, who will?
And if you do not raise the flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, who will?
We have been operating since 2016 and we have brought to you shows like Morning Barakah,
Ahkam SOS,
Her Thoughts,
And the debate show.
We also have created many documentaries on topics such as the death of the Prophet ﷺ,
Miracles in Arba'een,
non-Shias visiting Karbala.
And most importantly,
and most importantly,
We bring you Karbala live.
Karbala Live.
Karbala live.
Karbala live. لبيك يا حسين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV 3, welcome back to another episode of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I am your host for this evening, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and I am joined by none other than our dear teacher, Sheikh Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are we, Sheikhna?
Alhamdulillah, khair.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Sheikhna, it's great to be here sitting opposite you once again as the viewership asks you questions and you answer the questions and you teach us all, myself and the people at home, many, many lessons and ahkam about the school of thought that was taught to us by the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. To the dear viewers at home, if you are new to the show, I'm just going to explain briefly on how it works. Number one, you send in your questions. Number two, I ask the Sheikh your questions. And number three, the Sheikh answers your questions. And to do that first and most important step, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199. Or with the WhatsApp number over here, send in your messages at 0741 509 2155 or scan the QR code to go to our WhatsApp, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Sheikhna, without further ado, let us begin with the questions from WhatsApp. I saw the students from different countries came and celebrated their graduation. I want to know what is the process to get there like them and celebrate our graduation.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. In terms of graduation celebration, I don't know if he talks about or she talks about the celebrations in Europe and the West or in the Middle East and the East. In overall, wherever you are, you want to celebrate your graduation, inshallah, after years of study and efforts and seeking knowledge. Just make sure that this celebration has no attachment to the act of vice, indecent gatherings with forbidden acts and drinks and so forth, no music, no dance, opposite gender and so forth. So you have to make sure that you observe all these Shari'i rulings with this regard. And number two, there are, for example, in Iraq, many celebrations are being governed and managed by the Holy Shrine in Karbala management, where they bring 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 students from Karbala universities and even outside universities of Karbala, and they would celebrate Bayn al-Haramain with full hijab for the sisters. Just recently, if you check the Shia Waves news, you'll find that pictures of the sisters graduated with full hijab, full modesty and chastity. This kind of celebration is fine and great. There's no issue with it, with the blessings of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. But when we have celebration where there are immoral acts and sins committed, then that's what we have to think twice and avoid such celebrations.
Yes, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Sheikhna, if Muslim girls marry to a non-Muslim boy, is that okay or not?
If you go back to the books of the scholars and ulama, that this kind of marriage would not be valid. And because usually the man has some kind of authority over the woman. There's some kind of influence over the woman, where he can change many of her habits, for example, to the extent that he can even change her faith. So, and we've seen this for the past years, many people who got married to some other sects or even faiths, eventually they turned to a different belief and so forth. So there's influence over the man. That's why the Quran says, الرجال قوامون على النساء. The man has some kind of qaymuma, authority, some kind of influence over the woman, because he is the man, he's the one who is bringing the bread to the family, feeding the family, and taking care of the family. So in somehow he would have an influence. That's why the Sharia would not allow this kind of marriage. Yes, the opposite is allowed. A man can marry let's say a non-Muslim Ahl Kitab woman. That's allowed. According to some, of course, some would not accept it as ihtiyat wujubi and so forth.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. And then on to the next question from WhatsApp. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna. Is it permissible to pray Jama'ah prayers in Mecca behind a Sunni reciter?
You see, in overall, in the Ja'fari fiqh and the Shi'i fiqh, you have to establish the adala and the justiceness of the Imam. Even if he was a Imami, Ithna Ashari, Shi'i Imam of Jama'ah. If you don't know him, you cannot stand behind the Sayyid or Sheikh and pray Jama'ah. Unless you know through those who pray behind him, for example, or you have a previous knowledge about this individual, then you can pray behind this Shi'i Imam, let alone if he's not a Shi'i. Of course, you can't pray, no.
You can't?
No.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Salaam alaikum, Sheikhna. What should we answer to people that say we came from the monkeys?
Well, many of these theories which were innovated in somehow by the Darwinians and the like of Darwinians and atheists, they would take such theories. Of course, many other scientists who refuted and rejected such theories. So not all scholars and scientists would agree upon such a theory. And it's just a theory.
It's a theory. It's
a theory goes back to millions of years that our ancestors were, na'udhu billah, monkeys or apes or whatever. So these are just theories. It could accept reality or could not. For example, we have a philosopher called Popper's, very famous philosopher, I think he's in Germany. Popper says that every knowledge is conjecture. In other words, every knowledge that we have is 60-70%. So it could be correct or could be wrong. And that he applies on everything. So if we take this conjecture theory of Popper's, then Darwin's theory would be also yes or no. We never know.
Yeah.
So, which of course we are certain that it's wrong because Allah Azza wa Jal is the creator. And even if, let's say, for the sake of the argument, if this was true, then who created the first ape, for example?
Okay.
Or that cell that eventually evoluted into evolution of the beings? Who triggered the Big Bang? These are the important questions they couldn't answer. The greatest scientists could not answer that. Who triggered the Big Bang? Okay, everything is natural selection, as they say, the atheists. It's based on natural selection. But who made the first trigger, the first move, the first push, and the first being? Allah Azza wa Jal.
Yes, of course, mashallah. Understood. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. Thank you very much. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home, we are now roughly 10 minutes into the episode, so make sure to send in your questions before it is too late. For those that are tuning in now at the 10-minute mark, I will just quickly reiterate what this show is about. After all, this is Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. So make sure to send in your questions and the Sheikh here will answer your questions live. To send in your questions, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut to our WhatsApp, or if you would like, just write the number down below over here, 0741 509 2155, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions over there. Shaykhna, carrying on with the questions from WhatsApp. Salaam alaikum, Shaykh and Sayyid. Wa alaikum assalam. Is it okay to eat or drink a food that contains a very small amount of alcohol? For example, 0.2% alcohol.
You see, the issue is if a drop of alcohol or blood or any impure substance falls into a jug of water, a jug of, I don't know, of juice, for example, in a saucepan. This, let's say, liquid food or drink would become impure and you cannot consume it.
Completely.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can't do it. You have to rinse it. You have to spill it somewhere. So you can't. It's impure water or impure juice or impure stew, for example.
Okay.
You can't consume it. That's the issue. So I'm not sure if that percentage is actually would affect this najasa, because there's a discussion about if there's a huge, a big, let's say, lake, not lake, let's say, just like a lake of milk or juice, for example, because water is different. When it's cold, then there's najasa wouldn't affect. But let's say you have a big lake, a pond of, let's say, milk in big companies, for example, and you have a drop of blood goes inside that big pond or big saucepans, for example. Would that make a najis? Discussion again.
Okay.
Some would consider the whole thing is impure.
Okay.
Someone might say that it could dissolve. So when that small substance dissolves, then there's no issue with it. So again, it depends on the ulama's extraction and findings with regard.
What about, Shaykhna, what about items like soy sauce, which does contain, I believe, a negligible amount of alcohol in it?
You see, alcohol in food is a bit risky to consume.
Okay.
Usually it's intoxicating alcohol.
Okay.
Yes, the alcohol that we find in food, in medicine, in cosmetics, that's industrial alcohol, which is fine. It's not impure. You find, for example, in some medications, it says alcohol. In some other cosmetics, shampoos, soaps, that's fine. But the issue is with the food, and even if it's non-intoxicating alcohol within the food, then we have the like what Allah says, if it's 2% of alcohol, up to 2 is fine. More than 2%, you have to dilute it with something else.
Okay.
And mix it and then consume it. So, let's say the medication has 4% alcohol, you have to dilute it with something else, with water and so forth. So you can see the differences with this regard.
Understood. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, if I smile in my salah without attention, does that break my salah?
No, it wouldn't break. No.
It wouldn't break it.
Just a small smile.
Just a small smile. What about laughing?
Yes, it would break, definitely.
So how do we know where the boundary is between smiling and laughing?
Laughing when you start to
make a noise.
Make the noise, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from YouTube, I have a small house farm in my garden. Do I need to pay zakat on that?
No, if you use the house farm, let's say, the zakat, the wajib zakat comes on the crops and cattle. So the amount of, let's say, dates or raisins, if you have, there's a special threshold for such farm goods and what's produced as a result that you have to pay. But it's just the house wouldn't have any issue with it. If you use that house, part of your usual usage, then there's no humus in it. Unless you bought it and you didn't use it for the whole year, yes, there is a humus upon such unused assets and dwellings.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, can I marry more than 4 women?
No, the Quran says up to 4. Mathna wa thulath wa ruba'. The man is allowed to marry only up to 4. So that's how it works. Yeah.
So why is it different with the A'imma or the Nabi?
No, with the A'imma as well, also 4. The exception is with Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah gave him a special exception where he married 9, and he had before Khadija salamullah alayha. But in Medina he had 9 women. So that was exception of Rasulullah to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As the Salatul Layl or the nightly prayer was wajib upon Rasulullah to pray every night 11 rak'ah. So these are exceptions for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We can't compare ourselves with the Prophet. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. Just another quick reminder to the dear viewers at home. In about 5 minutes, we will be going for our break. But before that, make sure to send in your questions. And inshallah, just before the break, the Sheikh will be here to answer your questions. Sheikhna, carrying on from WhatsApp, how many rak'ahs is Salat al-Layl?
As I've said now, it's 11 rak'ah. So 8 rak'ah you start, like Salat al-Subuh, 8 rak'ah. And then you have 2 rak'ah of Shafi'. And then you have 1 rak'ah of witr. So that makes it all 11 rak'ah.
1 rak'ah of witr.
Witr, yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget to add 2 rak'ah afterwards when the Fajr Adhan is being called, which is known as Nafilatul Fajr. The Nafila, 2 rak'ah mustahab, just before the actual obligatory morning prayers and Salat al-Fajr. So yeah, there's 2 Nafila before that. So that makes in total 13 rak'ah with the 2 Nafila rak'ah.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then on to the next question from WhatsApp. What is the thawab of reciting Salat al-Watr?
Now, in terms of the specific rak'ah, I haven't seen specifically or read in overall, but Salat al-Layl, we have different narrations that it will illuminate one's face, for example, sustenance, rizq, and so forth. And it's one of those acts in which would give you a credit in your grave and your hereafter. So, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, do I need to wear hijab if I'm going to a private beach?
You see, what's important that in that gathering, be it inside a mosque, a venue, a wedding party, for example, as she said, in the beach, that there's no men looking at the woman, non-mahram woman. That's important. So be it, let's say you might have in some, I don't know, countries, shopping malls only for women, for example. I don't know.
Okay.
There might be somewhere, such a shopping mall, for example. You have to make sure that there's no men looking in somehow, through the windows, through the cameras, other means that you can take off your hijab and enjoy your time and so forth. And let's say in a closed park, for example, or garden, again, same thing. So it depends.
Okay.
If you're sure, then you can do so, yeah.
Only if you're sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, overall, when you have a look around, you ask those who manage such places that if you can trust, then that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, is it permissible for a Muslim lady to befriend another Muslim man?
The Holy Quran exactly responds to this kind of relationships. The Holy Quran states, وَلَا مُتَّخِذِي أَخْدَانٍ, and do not consider friendship with the opposite gender. Very clear with Quran, with this regard. Yes, you can turn this into a shari'i nikah contract. That could be halal. But to be just friends without any contracts, no, it's not allowed. It's like if you walk into any house that you see the door is open, without the permission of the owner, then of course they're going to call the police. They think they're an intruder or a thief, for example. you have to ask permission. Allah Azza wa Jalla wants you to be in a state where you want to be in a relationship with the opposite gender through His command, through His, let's say, rulings and so forth. You see, we have all these rulings in these countries, in the world, legislations, traffic system legislation, or I don't know, civil rights, and so forth. You have to go through the correct channels and not just chaotically do whatever you like, as we see in the world today, sadly.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. As I have just said to our dear viewers, we will now be going on a break. But just before we go, I believe the Sheikh has something he would like to say to us. Over to you, Sheikhna.
Yes, in the coming nights, we are commemorating the martyrdom of the Lady of the World, the best woman of the world, the Lady of Light and Heaven, Fatimah Zahra Salamullah alayha. So we try, inshallah, to participate in the majalis in our local mosque, Imam Barga, Husseiniyyat, to try to attend and fulfill and establish the advice of the A'imma alayhim salam when they said, Rahimallah man ahya amrana, Allah have mercy upon those who commemorate and revive our matter. So it's important that for us to, inshallah, to attend the majalis of Fatimiyya. Now this second Fatimiyya, we have also the third narration in 2-3 weeks time again to commemorate, inshallah, by attending physically in the majalis. And the blessings and the hajat which is given in this majalis is countless.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. And to our dear viewers, as I have just said, we will now be going on a break. So make sure to send in your questions, and inshallah, the Sheikh will be here to answer them after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of
Is it
scholars
permissible
at
to
home.
plant trees by or
What
over
does Islam
the
establish
graves?
based on peace
Is
and
it permissible
non-violence?
to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim
Is there
countries?
an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 092155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 092155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
Welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I hope that during the break you managed to send in your questions. If you have not yet done so, please send them in now, and inshallah the Sheikh will be here to answer your questions. To send in your questions, all you need to do is either call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or with the WhatsApp number over here, send in your questions at 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. Carrying on with the questions, Sheikhna, from WhatsApp. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh and brother, wa alaikum assalam. Some people say when someone passes from the front while reciting salah, during jama'ah, or at even reciting alone, then the salah is batil. Is that true?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think this is with one of the madhahib of non-Shia. I think they have this issue.
Okay.
But in the Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim teachings, no, we don't have such thing.
We don't have such issue.
It's better to avoid disturbing the one who's praying towards Allah Azza wa Jal, but wouldn't invalid the salah in this case.
It wouldn't.
No.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Salaam alaikum. I am a photographer and I got an offer for taking photos for a company with models. Is that haram?
You see, promoting indecency and even falsehood, if it's a issue to do with the belief and creed, it's not permissible. So I shouldn't be a tool for others to promote indecency immorality, even through pictures or videos, indecent photos of such and such. So one should avoid it, yes, definitely.
But Sheikh, now what if he's not really promoting, he's just a freelancer and this is more his livelihood. So if it's his livelihood, surely he needs the money or she needs the money, they need the money.
The money should come through the right source, the halal source. And that has a lot of blessings, barakah, when it's from, you show that it's from halal source. Rather than I go to at least shubha source, which I'm not sure if it's haram or mixed haram and halal. Sometimes it's mixed. So one should make sure that his sustenance, his rizq comes through a halal source, a job which is halal and there's no issue with it. And Allah Azza wa Jalla would, He is the one who is giving you this sustenance. So you either pick it from the halal source or na'udhu billah haram source, or at least shubha. Shubha means a mixture between the right and the wrong, haram and halal.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, what is the ruling of qada prayer and how much should you do in a day according to Sayyid Sistani?
In overall, if you have qada and you're certain about it, then you can do so, pray. I mean, it depends. You have 1 month of salah of qada, then you make 1 month, make it up later whenever you have time. If it's more than 1 month and so forth. So yeah, you have to see. Yes, sometimes you like to pray just in case, ihtiyatan. You can do so as much as you can. But there's no issue with it.
There's no issue.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, we live in a joint family house. When intimate, shall we keep it quiet? Is it sinful if it's loud?
Yes, we have narrations with this regard that one should not, ala kulli hal, make sure that the kids don't hear or watch. That would affect the child's future. So yes, we have such narrations that you have to keep it quiet as much as you can.
What if, Sheikhna, it's a newly married couple and they of course don't have kids yet, but they're in a joint family house with one of the bride or the groom's parents?
As I've said, you have to make sure keep it quiet as much as they can. That's important. These are adab and etiquettes of marital relationships. We have to understand that Islam as a beauty gave etiquettes and brought this beauty in the right way and the right method, rather than we see today, sadly, in non-Muslim countries, where it's on TV everywhere, on the posters. You know, it's just a chaotic way of presenting such immoral relationships with the opposite gender, and now we have with the same gender as well. You can see the corruption.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what is the 777 rule in Islam?
I'm not sure if there's such a 7 rules.
I believe it's to do with parenting, Sheikhna.
I haven't.
7 years.
Oh yeah. That's 21 years exactly. The first 7 years lets the child play, enjoy his time or her time, and next 7 day teach him, you know, let's say salah, slowly fasting, hijab with the girl, and so forth. And the last 7 years, which is 14 to 21, accompany your son or daughter. In other words, so
be a friend.
Be a friend.
Understood.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And is there any proof that this thing works?
I think so. Yes. It's from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam narrations with this regard. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Just a quick reminder to our dear viewers at home. We have roughly 10 minutes left of the episode, so make sure to send in your questions before it is too late, and you will have to wait till our next episode, which will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. So of course, make sure to tune in for that episode and send in your questions for that episode. But more importantly, send in your questions now so you can get your answers straight away. To send in your questions, all you need to do is either call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or with the WhatsApp number over here, send in your questions at 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code for a quick shortcut towards our WhatsApp, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there, and inshallah in all three scenarios the Sheikh will be here to answer your questions. Sheikhna, carrying on with WhatsApp. Salaam alaikum Sheikh and Sayyid wa alaikum assalam. Can I take an istikhara by myself, and if yes, how?
You can, but the issue is you have to know some of the basic meanings or the tafsir of the Holy Quran, if it's with the Holy Quran, of course. So usually people would go back to the Mawlanas, or even those people who have some knowledge in Quran, some mu'mineen who are not Mawlanas, for example. They have the knowledge, let's say somebody who studied in Islamic study, for example, and he's still not a Mawlana, but he has the knowledge. So you have to have this knowledge of the Quran in overall about the meanings of the verses, because you have to look at the verse, does it mean good or bad, for example. So best thing is to go back to those who know or experts in taking istikhara. That's the best way. Yeah. But you can if you learn a bit about the Qurans.
How can you, Sheikhna?
It's difficult because you have to go back to the Holy Quran itself, tafsir, and to understand the meanings. Because sometimes you see an ayah, you don't know if it's good or bad. So you need that deep knowledge in Quran. So the best thing to go back to those who have some knowledge in Quran, and that's their job, take istikhara for the people. So you call them, within 2 minutes they give you the answer, for example.
Sheikhna, I saw online that we can do an online istikhara. Can we rely on such a thing?
That's not approved now. I mean, it's not approved way of istikhara. I think ulama have mentioned something in their answers. It's to be with the Quran or the tasbih. Or there's another way. I mean, the brother or sister can do so, and that's by I think repeating astaghfirullah برحمته خيرة في عافية. Now I'm not sure, is it 100 times? I can't remember exactly the numbers. So you repeat this many times, and then you go by tawakkul Allah Azza wa Jal, giving sadaqah, and you do it. That's it. You just go and do it. So there's no good or bad with this. You just ask Allah's guidance with this regard, and you just go and do it.
You go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a way. By repeating this at least I think 7 times, 10 times, but up to 100 I think.
Understood. Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, Salaam alaikum, Sheikhna.
Salam.
What can I do if I live in the West and I try my best to pray my daily 5 prayers, but because of my workplace, I can't pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib? Can I pray them after work because I feel guilty?
You have to accommodate in somehow a place for Salah. It's wajib, it has to be in time. You're not allowed to delay the Salah after its actual time and pray the qada. So find a way in which you can. I mean, companies would give at least half an hour lunch, 10 minutes tea break. So you can use these times to go somewhere, even outside, somewhere nearby park, for example. I don't know, nearby place where you can pray, in a corner, for example. So try not to make your salah qada. I mean, I sometimes used to pray in the streets of London, some corners, pray. When I'm in central London, for example, pray in a corner, salah, and then leave. And people walk by, and they just look and they just pass. So nobody would say anything or harass you, for example.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. And then we've got 2 questions from WhatsApp, both regarding marriage. First one being, what type of marriage is more preferable, cousin marriage or non-cousin marriage?
You see, in overall, the hadith says the one who comes and he has faith and morality, then marry him. Now, be it cousin or be it a non-cousin, a strange, let's say, man or woman. So both options are open, but of course you have to find the right person, the match, the right match, in other words.
Understood,
with faith and morality, deen and akhlaq, very important.
Deen and akhlaq. Okay. And then, Sheikhna, a similar question from WhatsApp. What type of marriage is more preferable, a love marriage or an arranged marriage?
You see, I don't know what does love marriage means, but if it's marriage and pre-nikah contract, then such marriages would eventually end in separation in some cases, because now they met each other or online or on the streets, I don't know, in the school or college or university, and they go through that romantic trip and relationship, and eventually after 6 months they get divorced, because that relationship was based on desire and lust and so forth, and it's gone. That's it, finished. After the marriage is finished, now they want to separate, because she defines something from his attitudes and conducts, and he doesn't like such conducts from her as well. So you see that they would separate afterwards. But if it's arranged, in other words, the parents meet the other parents and they sit together, and of course the boy and girl also sit together and talk, for example, respectfully, professionally, and eventually they agree, and then this is how it works. In the past centuries, our ancestors, grandfathers, they got married to our grandmothers, and we haven't heard any separations or divorces. I think 21st century is one of the worst centuries, I think, with regards to the marital disputes and divorces and separations, sadly, both in the Muslim and non-Muslim world as well.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then also, final question for the episode from WhatsApp. What is your advice regarding picking of flowers or leaves from the park when children or adults do so?
You have to respect the law of the park. If it's a park in which they would have a notice or a sign which says do not pick or do not cut any tree or branch or leaves, then you have to respect it. Otherwise, if it's like an open park, national park, well, you can do so, yeah, there's no issue with it.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And thank you very much, Sheikhna, for being with us today and answering all the questions. Alhamdulillah, I learnt, and inshallah, all the people at home learnt as much as possible today. And to our viewers, thank you very much for sending in your questions and for tuning in with us. Inshallah, you learnt as much as I did in this episode. Inshallah, we see you in the coming episode on Thursday at 7 p.m. Just a couple of notes before we round off the episode. Down below, www.imamhussein3.tv/donate, which is where you at home can help us provide the people of the world, the Shias of the world, better programs, and inshallah, more education and knowledge towards the people of the world, especially the Shia and the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim assalam. With your donations, with your support, please do help out as much as you can. Also, another place where you can donate, down below, www.ihtv.co/HQ, which is your support will go towards the Zainabiyya complex, which is a brand new building we are in the process of acquiring, and your donations, your support will go towards building it brick by brick. Each donation you make will go towards building it brick by brick, and inshallah, with your help, we can, of course, move to this new location and provide you all with better programs. Also down below at Imam Hussein TV 3, which is where you can subscribe to our YouTube. Please follow us there, subscribe to our account, and also like our videos and watch our future programs. Inshallah, you enjoyed this episode, and inshallah, you join us in our next episode. Fi amanillah.
ينعاد عليكي ينعاد عليكي الله معاك.
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة
انت في خطر، ما لازم تضيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
كيف حالك؟
This is your generosity come to life. Our team in Karbala are busy assembling and delivering iftar packs with your donations. Witness the impact of your support as we reach out to feed the orphans, the vulnerable and the needy with 100,000 meals this Ramadan. We don't want to stop here. Please continue to contribute in helping to make a world of difference. Support Imam Hussein Charity today in Africa, Iraq and Afghanistan. www.imamhusseincharity.com.
كنت أقول الحمد لله والشكر إذا كان موجود. إذا كان موجود أبونا الحمد لله والشكر، لأن هو يقوم بواجبنا، هو يتحمل مسؤوليتنا، هو يتكفل عيشتنا. بس هسه الناس الخيرة وأنتم إن شاء الله الله ما يقطع.
أنا اسمي حمود، أبويا ميت بشر وأنا أريد فلوس ومعاي
لا تبكي.
Brothers and sisters, this is the reality for many families here in Karbala. Every small contribution helps.